Cam Payne is becoming an essential part of the New York offense as I break that down and the Knicks loss to the Utah Jazz. What's up, guys? It's your boy Dariel once again. Let's get right into today's video. So the Knicks just finished losing to the Utah Jazz 121-106. Now, it is a bad loss. It's a disappointing loss. Is it time to hit the panic meter? Absolutely not. With this loss, we go to a record of 9-7, and we haven't been able to win in Utah in, a decade? Which that's kind of surprising, and that's kind of interesting. The Knicks, absolutely, they took the Jazz for granted. You can tell they were on a 4-game losing streak, and of course, they had to break that losing streak against us. But they took them for granted. You can tell that they were playing a little lackadaisical, and then when they tried to flip the light switch on, it wasn't there. And on top of that, the Utah Jazz, they were still knocking down shots. But it kind of felt like it was a little bit more of the shots just weren't falling for KAT and Jalen Brunson specifically. The three-pointers, Jalen Brunson, when he's attacking the rim, going in the middle of the paint, those little floaters that he does, they weren't really dropping. So it was like a mixture of the two, but in my honest opinion, I think it was a little bit more of the Knicks shots just not falling. I mean, if you take a look at the numbers, KAT, 6 of 19 from the floor, 1 of 9 from three-point line, converting 3 of his free throws, ended the game with 16 points, ended the game with 16 rebounds and 5 assists. Brunson, 23 points, 8 of 19 from the field, 2 of 9 from three-point line, converting all 5 of his free throws. The three-pointers, 1 for 9 for KAT, 2 of 9 for Jalen Brunson. That's not going to get it done. Karl-Anthony Towns, specifically the three-pointers, I've said in multiple videos that I'm looking for him to take anywhere between 5 to 8, maybe push it to 9. But if he's in the 5 to 8 range for three-point attempts, that's the sweet spot for him. 9 is not bad, but tonight he just didn't have it. Brunson, the same thing. He didn't have it as well. I'm going to get into the campaign for Cam Payne. You see what I did there? Something else that I noticed in tonight's game is the amount of players that Tibbs played. Jericho Sims got run. Cam Payne obviously got run. Tyler Kolek got run. I mean, Dadier got run, but that was because OG was kind of in foul trouble. Payne played the most out of those 4. He played 31 minutes. Jericho Sims played 9. Kolek played 11 minutes, and Dadier played 3 minutes. Cam Payne had a nice offensive game off of the bench. He ended the game with 11 points, 4 of 11 from the field, 3 of 7 from three-point line. He had 6 rebounds and 5 assists. So it was a nice little stat line that Cam Payne put together. With Deuce still being out, we are needing some sort of offensive productivity off the bench, and 100%. Since Cam Payne is back from his hamstring injury, we're going to be depending on him. He was definitely a bright spot for tonight's game. I do want to focus on something that Chris has said in a couple videos that we've done and yesterday's live, if you guys were able to catch that. So Chris gave me Cam Payne's numbers per 36 for, I believe, last season. And I told Chris that I get it, per 36. The numbers look good, but I'm an old school type of cat. I go with the eye test. And on top of that, and I want to look specifically into the first round of the playoffs going against the New York Knicks, because regular season productivity from Cam is great, but what's going to happen when the lights are on? What's going to happen in April when the playoffs come around? Like, is he going to have these offensive spurts in the playoffs when we're going to need him? Game 1, he played 3 minutes. He basically had just no stats. So game 1 is a wash. Game 2, that's when he really started to play. He ended up playing 16 minutes, ending the game with 11 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. He made 4 field goals out of 7 field goal attempts, 57%. 3-pointers, 3 of 4, 75%. Okay, now game 2, he played 14 minutes, added 5 points, 1 rebound, no assists, 2 of 4 from the field, 1 of 3 from three-point line, 33%. Game 4, 14 minutes, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 of 5 from the field, 40%, 2 of 5 from three-point line, 40%. And then in game 5, he ended with 15 minutes, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 of 8 from the field, 25%, and then 2 of 6 from three-point line, 33.3%. Like, I don't know, man. It's just the volume isn't there. Like, 4 shots in game 2, 3-pointers. 4 3-pointers in game 2, 3 3-pointers in game 3, 5 3-pointers in game 4, and then 6 in game 5. Like, if you're looked at as an offensive boost Every team that signs Cam Payne in the offseason, or every team that trades for him midseason, the number one thing they always say about Cameron Payne, he's going to be able to boost your offense if he's going to be coming off the bench. And with these numbers, is like, cool. I mean, like, the volume of shots, like, is it there? 4, 3, 5, 6 3-pointers. Regular field goals, 7 shots, 4, 5, 8. Like, if you're looked at as somebody who's definitely going to be able to help your offensive productivity off the bench, I'm going to need a little bit more from you. More than 6 points, 5 points, 11 points. Like, we're going to need something from like 15 to 18 points. And I'm just going off the playoffs because, again, the playoffs is where it matters most. I love what Cam Payne has been able to do so far in the regular season. But I just wanted to highlight that, because, like I said in the live and in a couple of videos that Chris and I have done so far, we've been talking about Cam Payne and how it's kind of the same thing with KAT. Like, the regular season is cool. We know you're going to get your numbers. We know for KAT, we know you're going to be an all-star consideration. But in order for me to fully develop that trust, in order for me to fully see that leap as a player, it really depends on what you do in the playoffs. But just to circle back around to today's game, disappointing loss. It's not the end of the world. There's going to be nights like this where the ball just isn't dropping, and it's okay to lose a game here and lose a game there. Obviously, I would have liked to get this W. We should have got this W, but now I guess the Knicks have learned a lesson going into Utah. Whenever they play Utah, we definitely can't take them for granted. Like, the amount of talent in this league is ridiculous, man. Just with the influx of talent within the last 5 years, like, and especially this season, there isn't. Can you point to an absurdly bad team? Like, Detroit is competitive, Brooklyn is competitive, Atlanta is competitive. Atlanta beat Boston without Trae Young in the Cup game. I think it was earlier this week, I think. San Antonio is competitive. Utah, the Knicks just learned a first-hand lesson. They're competitive. I feel like there's one team that I'm missing that they're pretty bad. I mean, the New Orleans Pelicans, but they're just slammed with injuries right now. But, like, for the most part, the league is filled with talent, and you got to bring it every night. And like I just said, the Knicks learned their lesson. So it's fine. We move on to the next one, but there's definitely things that we could take away from this game. I'm going to be keeping my eye on Cam Payne moving forward. Hopefully we get Deuce soon, and also Precious Achiuwa. That's going to help with the amount of minutes that these players have been playing, specifically the starting 5. Mikal today played 33 minutes. OG played 36. KAT played 39. Jalen Brunson 37. Josh Hart, he's continuing to do his Iron Man thing, played 41 minutes. Mikal Bridges had a bad game. 7 points, 3 of 15 from the field, 1 of 7 from three-point line, no free throws, 3 rebounds, no assists. Mikal didn't have it alongside KAT and Jalen Brunson. OG was the bright spot besides Cam Payne, 27 points, 10 of 19 from the field, 7 of 12 from three-point line, no free throws. So Mikal is not the hitch. I don't want to see any comments. I don't want to see anybody saying that it's the hitch, because his hitch isn't there. I feel like he reverted back to his old shooting ways. And again, the ball just wasn't dropping tonight, a la KAT, a la Jalen Brunson. So it's fine. Definitely wanted to get this win, but don't panic. It's all good. But that's it for today's video, guys. I want to say thank you so much for checking it out. Make sure to leave it in the comments. Make sure to subscribe too, guys, because I know a lot of you guys watch these videos that Chris and I put out, which we are immensely grateful for. But we also want you to hit that subscribe button. So hit that subscribe button. Leave your comments. Let me know what you guys thought about the Knicks' effort tonight against the Utah Jazz. But until next time, you know the drill. You know the vibes. Jalen Brunson for all the MVPs. Mikal Bridges for, actually it should be OG Anunoby, because OG has been an absolute beast. So I think I'm going to change it from Mikal Bridges to OG Anunoby for Defensive Player of the Year. The Deuce is loose. Deuce, we need you back, bro. We miss you. And of course, Taj Gibson for president, even though you're in Charlotte and not in the city anymore, but we still love you. Until next time, guys, we'll check you out in the next video. Peace.